Good day, everyone. Another day today. It's not sunny today, it's kind of chilly, but anyways, today's gonna be a video fixing this issue. As you guys see, kind of started, it didn't do too much damage, but like it started to. Anyways, and that's because you see that right there, that lip is like an inch. So I bought the fender roller online. I was gonna have somebody do it, but yeah, why not just get your own? Maybe I'll need it in the future. So I'm gonna roll that lip. I'm gonna cut this plastic piece. It already flew off on its own there, so I'm just gonna cut it the rest of the way, this plastic piece from the fender line, and then just bend that back that way, kind of. I'm gonna just show you guys how I do it. I'm gonna use a heat gun and obviously the roller right there. So I'm gonna jack the car up, put it on the jack stand, take the wheel off, and then heat it up, and put the roller on the hub, and then roll it. So, and I'll show you guys how I do it. So as you guys can see, the edge right there, there's nothing behind it, nothing in front of it. So pretty much this edge right there is gonna get bent back a little bit. So I'm gonna heat it up and then gonna bend it back. So what we want is just that, like, flush with this. Okay, you guys, so I rolled this one. As you guys can see, it's gone. Let me see if I can get a better view for you guys. So you see right there, it's bent in. It's not perfect all the way bent in, like it's not flat, as you guys can see, but it's like it's pointing up, like it's half of what it was, and it's going straight up. Because if you guys, let's go to this side here. If you look where the touch points are, and then I look on here where the marks are, you see where it was touching, like right at the edge, and I bent it pretty much. The one I bent it like halfway. So I cleared even 1/4 inch more than I needed. So I bent it straight up. And how much I bent? Well, from here, from right about here, I didn't touch that side. It's kind of hard to do there, and then also right here, I didn't touch that, because I mean it pretty much touched the tire from like probably here to here. That's the contact points for the tires when it was going up. So that's at least by the markings on the fender light, on the fender itself, on the quarter panel on that side. So, and plus they probably pushed out the quarter panel a tiny bit slowly, but since you're using a roller and you're going back and forth, it's so nice and smooth that it even looks good. Like you don't see any creases or anything on the body, so it looks perfect. So this is a way to do it clean. I mean, I could have done it with a log or something at home. That was the easiest way and cheapest way, but it would have been nasty. I probably would have had cracks. But I heated it up with the heat gun a little bit just to have it warm metal, and then just kind of, you know, positioned it how I wanted it. And you just twist it like this. This is a very, I will include a video and a link to this in the description below. I will leave a link to this guy. It's 60 bucks or something for this guy, and then you adjust the length of it. I adjusted the length, and then I positioned it how I wanted it. I started slow. I kind of bent it a little bit back and forth, just a little bit, and then I angled it more aggressive, and then I got to almost like maxed out. And then I tightened it, and I just kind of gave a couple rolls with it maxed out like this, and it came out pretty nice. So I'm pretty sure 90% positive right now that it's gonna clear 100%. So that's all you need. It came out real nice. I didn't want to film this first part because I never done this, and I wanted to do it nicely. So when I go to the other side, I'll show you guys how I did it step by step, because you know I didn't know what I was doing myself until I started doing it, and I figured it out. Now I kind of know what I'm doing, so I'm gonna explain to you guys. I pretty much did already. I mean, there's not much to it. Like I said, you just adjust this guy. What I didn't like about this one, it's 60 bucks. I mean, you get what you pay for, but I mean, it's a really good setup, except this nut right here in the back. When you twist it, right there. It's like it should have been like you shouldn't be able to, you know, twist it off. It's like there's like a washer there, and when you twist it, sometimes it unscrews, so I have to twist it with a wrench. It's a 19mm, so I had to twist this that way, and then with the wrench the nut, so it would tighten it, because it would keep coming off. I don't know why. It's a kind of dumb design. It's probably because of the cutout. It kind of stops the washer, because it should have been just flat surface, so that way the washer wouldn't get caught up in that. So but it does. So anyways, yeah, that's the only trouble I had, was with that nut coming off right there, back there. But okay, and then yeah, on the how I installed it, I just put it on the wheel and tighten these, not too much, just with the impact, just a tiny bit, just like, you know, so they're tight. And yeah, and then just use this is the part where you get it tight, and then you just grab it with your hand and just roll it back and forth, and then you adjust how long you want it. You just unscrew this, adjust it, tighten it like that, and then you adjust the position of this, and then also tighten it. So it's very simple, very easy to use. And then you just do this, and you can see it's coming out like that, and then you just kind of feel, make sure it's tight, and then you just kind of roll it back and forth, just like that, slowly, and then give it more, but just don't press it so much that you start bending this out. You don't want that to start coming out badly, you know. It may come out tiny bit, that's what happens, but since you're using a roll, like I said, it's gonna come out nicely. It's gonna be nice and smooth, so it's gonna look original. So yeah, this lip, I don't know, it sucks. I don't even know why they put it. I don't see a point of it. Just put a fender liner all the way up and just, you know, make a thin layer. But no, they had to put a whole inch in there, so that way if you put bigger tires, it's gonna rub. Like, it's so dumb setup. But anyways, yeah, this side is all done, so we're gonna go to the other side. Okay, so you guys saw I took the fender liner out, which is right there, and then now I just rolled it. As you guys can see, I'm done now. It looked like that before, now it looks like this. Let me see if I can, from here, as you guys saw, it's bent in. I rolled it so it looks like a V, kind of V shape like that right now in there. So yeah, I just went up to here, like I said, right about there, because I mean your hitting point is like right there for the tire. So yeah, I'm done. Now I unbolted it. Like I said, the only thing is this nut right there falling off, so I had to kind of twist it off on. If in the future I'm going to be doing this, I'm just going to weld that nut on there, and then, because all it is just a secure nut to hold this thing in this little thing, so which you probably never will be taking off. You're just going to be adjusting this right here. So I had to readjust it, put the pin, release this right here, and put the pin on the outer one, so I have enough space. But yeah, and then I just kind of work this. This is the thing to tighten it, to move forward, roll, tighten it more, roll, and then like I said, this is for the height extension and this is for that. So it's pretty straightforward, pretty cheap thing, but for you, it will save you some money. And if you need some, you know, ASAP type of deal and you don't want to wait for people, this is pretty easy to do. Like, you probably signed my time lapse, what I was doing. There's not much to it really. You just set it up, take the fender lining out, tighten this on here. Obviously I took the nuts already off if they were on here, but yeah, and then just adjust it slowly. Just don't rush it. Heat it up with the heat gun, roll it, heat it up a little more. Don't overheat it, you don't want to burn your paint. So just kind of heat it up, and yeah, it looks nice and smooth. Nothing on there. Just make sure it's warm, so the paint doesn't crack or anything like that, because that's the last thing you want, or burn the paint. So don't burn the paint. But other than that, yeah, it was pretty easy, pretty straightforward to do. But yeah, you'll need this. Like I said, I could have done it the backyard way. Just put the log in the tire and just roll it. I mean, I've seen people do that. I could have done that too, but if you want it done like somewhat professionally, I don't think they will do a better job than this now, what I did. So just make sure you don't rush it. That's it. And I forgot to mention on the other one, you want to take these pointy pins off right here, because you're not going to have that edge anymore. You're not going to have anywhere to put it, so you got to cut these off and just kind of trim the edge of the fender kind of where it ends, kind of up to here. So just trim all that right there like this, and then take all those pins off completely, so it's so when you install it, so you don't have it hitting, because I mean, you're not going to have anywhere to put it behind, because that edge you already bent. Okay, so I'm gonna go for a drive right now. I'm gonna give it full throttle and see when it squats, because when the back squats, if it is gonna rub. I have a feeling it's probably gonna touch the fender liner, so I'm gonna have to probably cut the fender liner more up, but I'll figure that out later. Right now I'm just gonna want to drive it, because I know I'm 90% sure the metal is not gonna touch anymore because it clears, but the fender liner might. So I'm just gonna, yeah, I'm gonna test drive it and gonna go full throttle and see. Let's do full throttle real quick. Okay, nothing there. Didn't rub. Okay, now I'm gonna stop and I'm gonna turn really quick, and then we'll see if that rubs or not, because I'm gonna find out more, once when I turn. That's when it's gonna show, especially from low speeds from before. That's what it was doing. So okay, we're turning now. Let's floor it. Yep, nothing. Nope, no rubbing. I didn't hear nothing. So yeah, it's good now. No rubbing. The main part I was worried about is obviously the metal, because that was destroying my tires. The fender liner, I was 50-50. I'm gonna come home, I'm gonna check, make sure it's not touching, because I couldn't hear nothing. So even if it is touching somewhere, it's probably nothing that I should be worried about. Well, I don't think it is, because I'm pretty sure I would have heard it. It would have been cracking and scratching, and yeah, anyways, it would make a bunch of noises. So yeah, that cleared it. So I just bent those up and that's it. So that's all it needed. Like I said, I was just worried that it probably the fender liners, because I didn't really cut the fender liners where you saw the plastics, that I was chipping the fender liner a little bit. I didn't take much off of there, so I was worried maybe I didn't cut enough of the fender liner, but it seems like it's fine, so that's good. So it's all clear now. I don't have to worry about it, because last time when I floored it, my god, you should have heard the noises it made. Whew, it sounded like some sort of I don't know, to be honest. Like it was like it would make some weird noises. I was like, uh-oh. And yeah, and then I looked and it was like, it's the tires, like it's hitting the metal part. So I just chipped the fender liner, and then I'm gonna probably put some sealant. In one of them I put a little bit of foam, because there's like a little gap on the fender liner, so a bunch of garbage doesn't go in there. So I might just put some foam on the other side also, just so that way, there's no gaps, so no bunch of garbage don't get stuffed into the fender, underneath the fender liner, even though there's nothing pretty much there, but still I don't want any garbage going in there. So I'm gonna probably foam it nicely, and then probably paint it with black paint over the foam, so that way it matches, and yeah, it'll be fine. So yeah, that's successful mission right there. So that would be it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I thought it might be something useful, because I seen a lot of people posting in groups of getting wheels, and they having rubbing issues, especially in the back. In the Volvos, they're notorious, especially in the P3s. Oh man, I don't know about the P2s, but the blue one, when we bought bigger tires, like wider tires, the blue one, we had an issue when when you either load up a bunch of people in the car and you give a full throttle, or not even full throttle, like you load up a bunch of people in the car, and it would rub like on that same part that I bent. it was doing the same thing. So it was really dumb design. I don't even know what the point of that is. Like, you couldn't just run the fender liner all the way, like to the just maybe 1/4 of an inch, but no, you have to make a whole inch for no apparent reason. But because I see no use for that, like, at all. There's nothing there, like there's no use for doing that. It's just a waste of, anyways. Yeah, it gives us more headache. The front clears perfectly, just the back was rubbing. So I'm pretty sure a lot of people who are getting bigger wheels or tires, they're probably gonna have the same issue, and they're gonna probably want to do the same thing. It's very simple, very easy to do. Like I said, just use a heat gun, heat it up, and then slowly, patiently roll it back and forth like I did, and you'll get your job done. It's nothing difficult. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and as usual, see you next time.